Hey everybody, Mike Erlog here with Flex Physical Therapy, and today I want to talk to you about the importance of your hip muscles, specifically the muscles on the side of your hips. These muscles are very important in your balance and also in normalizing your gait pattern. When they get weak, then you start having all kinds of problems with your ability to stand on one leg, your ability to stride out, take longer steps. Also, lack of strength in these side hip muscles can also lead to instability in the pelvis and the lower back. A lot of times can contribute to lower back pain as well. So let's talk a little bit about your hip muscles, and I've got a little model here that I want to show you. So what we're looking at is the side of the hip, okay? The muscle in particular we call the hip abductors, okay? So these hip abductors, specifically known as the gluteus medius and minimus, are on the side of the pelvis and attach right to the what's called the greater trochanter, which is the outer bony piece right here on your hip, part of the femur. Now, that muscle takes up this whole side of the pelvis, comes around and then attaches right onto that bone right there. And its job is to be able to lift the leg out to the side, but also it maintains stability of your pelvis when you're standing on a single leg. And now what happens, I'll get my other model here, is when we're walking and those side muscles aren't strong enough to support the pelvis and the lower part of the leg, is we'll get a little bit of tipping from side to side when you're walking. And so it looks kind of like this, right? So you've seen folks when they're walking and they take a step and they just lean to the side. They take another step and they lean to the side. You get kind of that rocking action. That's because their hip abductors, their side gluteal muscles, are not strong enough to maintain their level pelvis. See, if I stand on one leg, those side hip muscles are contracting on the side I'm standing on to keep my pelvis level. Think of your pelvis like a bowl, right? And if it tips from side to side, your body's going to compensate for that. So those muscles, those are the primary ones that do that. And when they get weak, we start becoming more walking kind of like a penguin, right? And that leads to a decrease in your stride length, because now you can't stand on a single leg for as long, and it shortens. We can't step out as far, so we just start walking slower, shorter steps. We don't pick the feet up as good as we should. We decrease our step height. Next thing we know, we're losing our balance, and we're catching our toes on the carpet, on the threshold of the door when you're stepping through. So very important to strengthen those side glute muscles. Now, how do you do that? It's really easy. I want to show you an exercise that you can do at home, and it only requires two things. You just need a little kid ball and what's known as a gait belt, okay? So in the post, at the bottom of the video, I'm going to put links to where you can get these things at. Now, all you're going to do is sit down in a chair like this, and you're going to put the ball between your knees. And then you're going to take the gait belt. And these are really handy because they adjust to any length that you need. So we just wrap it around the legs, and you cinch it up. You just pass that through, and you squeeze the ball with the knees, and then you pull this tight, okay? So now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do an exercise where you're gonna squeeze the ball for 3 seconds, then you're gonna pull apart. Now, when I pull apart, I'm activating my side glutes, the gluteus medius and minimus, those hip abductors, the side muscles there. So you pull out with the legs, you hold for 3 seconds, okay? You squeeze for 3 seconds, you pull apart for 3 seconds. You squeeze, and you just go back and forth, okay? And the harder you pull against the belt, the more you're gonna feel that. So do that start where you hold each one for 3 seconds, and you can do this a couple of different ways. One is you can count your repetitions. When you squeeze in and then you pull out against the belt, that would be 1 repetition. And you would do 10 of those. and then you would rest, and that would be your first set. And then you would do another 10. That would be your second set. You work up to 3 sets. That gets kind of, you kind of lose track of the counting, at least I do. Another way to do that is just to set a timer for about 3 minutes and just do as many of these as you can in a 3-minute period, okay? Just back and forth, 3 seconds each way. Now, if you do this every day, you're going to strengthen those hip abductor muscles. You're going to improve your balance, you're going to improve your gait pattern, and you're overall going to lower your risk of falls. So, we are going and getting ready to host a free balance and fall prevention workshop that's coming up here very soon. We have a lot of fun. You're going to learn a lot of these kinds of little tips and exercises that you start using at home to improve your gait pattern, improve your balance, and lower your fall risk. So that's going to be posted in this bottom of the post. So we look forward to seeing you soon.